Okay.
And then I'm going to pass you one of the handsets.
By the way, I've heard people look really ridiculous when they do this, so hopefully I can take pictures.
I'm not putting any stickers on you or anything.
All right.
Okay, so make sure you're stood in the middle of the circle, please.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to start the demonstration, then I'm going to talk you through what we're actually doing here. And this demonstration, I should mention, has been put together using the vSphere 6.5 REST APIs and also the open source SDKs. In fact, what we managed to do was actually give you a virtual representation of your data center inside of this virtual world that you're seeing right now, Mark.
Wow, so I'm in a virtual data center and I can see 4 hosts here.
That's right, we have 4 hosts in our environment. If you want to use the teleport to actually move over to one of those hosts for me, please.
Okay, check out this one maybe?
Yep.
Okay, oh, okay.
There you go. So if you want to kneel down for me for a second, please.
First time I've kneeled down during a presentation, but...
You can see, of course, these are Dell hosts. I mean, what else would we have in our data center?
Looks good, looks good.
And this host itself is called esx03.mydomain.local. This is just the host name that we got from the API and put here in this virtual world. So if you want to stand back up for me, please, Mark. And on top of here, we can actually see the VMs that are hosted on top of on this host in our data center. And we can find out a little bit more information about one of those. In fact, why don't you reach forward and pick one up, please, using the trigger.
Oh,
Thank you.
All right.
So we can instantly see the amount of CPU, the fact that it's a VMware Photon OS, and the amount of memory and storage available to us. We can see the network it's on, and we can see that this VM is indeed powered on, and it's a hardware version VMX13. So if you want to put that back onto the host for me,
okay.
We don't want to mess with that too much right now. In fact, one of the things that recently happened at our organization is that 2 of these projects came to an end. So we're going to actually delete these virtual machines. So if you look over to your right-hand side, what you'll see is a trash can in our data.
Oh, hey, yeah, nice.
So why don't you pick up Project 15 for me?
15 again, okay. And you did get the appropriate approvals for this in the change
I
control
did.
system, right?
I've got the change request signed by Pat right here.
So, there we go.
You can't see it.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
it's gone. What happened?
You just deleted a virtual machine.
All right.
Virtually deleted
I
a
hope that
virtual
wasn't important.
And also Project 23, why don't you delete that one for us as well?
Okay, there we go. Oh, all right. Can I keep doing this? Kind of fun.
You know, it's not a game.
All right.
I was waiting for you to do the interpretive dance that we had in the keynote.
Yeah, I know.
So if you want to go to the host to your left for me a second.
Teleport over there. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So on this host, we can again see the virtual machines, and you'll see one called On-Prem VM01.
Oh yeah. Okay. Pick that guy up.
Yep, please pick it up. Again, we can see the information about this virtual machine. And this virtual machine is actually quite special. In fact, we've just invested in VMware Cloud on AWS. So we're going to move this powered-on virtual machine over to VMware Cloud on AWS Live in virtual reality. So if you can turn around for me, please, and look behind you.
Whoa, hey.
We can see VMware Cloud on AWS in our data center. Now, I'm sure everybody in the audience here has done a vMotion before. You've right-clicked on a virtual machine, you've moved that virtual machine to a host or a different cluster, and you've watched it migrate over there. Now, Mark, in a virtual reality system, if you could vMotion a virtual machine, how would you do that?
I'd throw it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Mark clearly played basketball when he was in high school.
Yeah, better shot.
So, why don't we actually see that virtual machine? Now it's been vMotioned live over to the cloud.
Just to be clear, basically, so that moved the application with 0 downtime from my own data center into VMware Cloud on AWS that's running in Oregon.
Absolutely.
No application changes, I'm in the cloud.
Correct.
That application is awesome. All right, now what's next?
Let's go see it. So why don't you teleport towards that cloud?
Ooh, all right, here we go.
Okay, and if you want to turn back around for me,
More natural.
Mark.
Wow.
You are now in the cloud.
Alan, this is like my heaven for me. It's really.
So you're now in VMware Cloud on AWS. Again, the great thing about this demo, just geeking out for a second, is the fact that I actually didn't need to make many code changes to get it to work with VMware Cloud on AWS, because it's exactly the same APIs. We're using exactly the same SDKs. We're just connecting to AWS. In fact, all of the tooling that you currently use against your on-prem data center, you can just repoint and use against VMware Cloud on AWS. So for me, this was fairly easy.
Excellent. And I see we have actually got quite a bit of capacity here, right? Amount of CPU, memory, storage. So this is reflecting the total aggregate capacity of these 5 elastic bare metal hosts in AWS, which are each individually pretty powerful.
Yep.
And we've actually optimally designed those with AWS to maximize our ability to consolidate workloads down on them, again, driving down the TCO for our customers. So this is great to see it.
That's right. So you can see we're in the PM org, we're in the master demo SDDC, and we're attached to this certain virtual center. Why don't you teleport again over to the second host on your left, please?
Okay.
And take a look around there, see if you notice anything.
Hey, it's my friend.
There we go.
Running still.
So you can see that's our machine that we've vMotioned over from our on-prem data center. It's still powered on. The application is still available to our users.
All right, put it back there just to be safe.
So one of the things I've noticed about our data center, though, is that we're actually getting a little bit short on memory here. You see the big red memory sign there?
Yeah.
It's always a giveaway when it's red. So if you want to turn behind you again.
All right, there's always something exciting when I turn around. Let's see what
There certainly is.
Here we go.
And this time, teleport towards the back again, and you'll see a control center.
Control center. All right, I'm in the control center.
Okay, so slowly turn around towards me, towards your left.
Towards you. Okay. Oh, who's that? Who's that?
This is Brian. He's here to help you.
So you built a virtual avatar on top of the new chat support capability that we have in VMware Cloud on AWS. So behind Brian is actually one of our professionals in the VMware support organization who's able to help a customer take advantage of any of the great new capabilities of VMware Cloud on AWS.
That's right, absolutely.
Very cool. Although this guy's freaking me out a little bit, so.
He does tend to go for it.
Yeah, okay, all right, so let's go. Now what do I have here? By the way, I'm going to spin back around because I'm going to get. Okay.
There we go. nice turn there.
Yeah.
So here you can see that in our control center we have a number of different options available to us in our Amazon and VMware Cloud on AWS environment. So you can see the blue items are actually relevant to the VMware features, and then as we said earlier, it's very easy to extend those Amazon features straight into our cloud here. So the orange items are actually Amazon features.
All right.
So why don't you add a Amazon AWS database straight into our infrastructure so we can make use of that?
Excellent. So I got to be careful I don't accidentally remove a host. But here we go. Click that. Hey.
There you go.
Awesome. So we just provisioned an RDS instance in, and we're attaching it into the workloads that are running in VMware Cloud on AWS.
That's right. All using the Amazon APIs natively through our VMware Cloud on AWS.
Awesome.
So one of the other things that we were going to do while we were here is, of course, sort that memory out. And you explained earlier a little bit about Elastic DRS. So, why don't we actually enable Elastic DRS in this area and see what that looks like?
All right, here we go. So this is a great example, by the way. This is a great specific example of the broader thing that I was talking about before, where if you think about DRS on-prem, it can rebalance workloads optimally across a fixed pool of hardware. But if you run out of capacity, you're kind of stuck until you can provision some additional capacity in. Of course, on VMware Cloud on AWS, because the resources are all elastically available, we can actually set a policy that says, hey, when the memory utilization has exceeded a certain threshold, automatically reach down into AWS. I'm going to turn it on right now. Reach down into AWS, provision a new host, add it automatically into the cluster, and then regular DRS kicks in and optimally rebalances all of the workloads across this new, now larger cluster, which is what we're seeing happen right here as they slowly flow down.
That's right.
Awesome. And so these are all basically vMotions that are occurring right now across these hosts.
That's right. So it's automatically rebalanced this entire cluster. It's moved those virtual machines across, and you can see that actually our memory is now back to green.
Oh yeah, there we go. Looking good.
Well done, Mark. So I'm going to actually bring you back to real life now and come back to the
I like this
slides.
much better than the real world.
You can't stay in there. We've got some friends in front of us.
All right. Thanks, Alan. That was awesome.